Lotaroga, my champions. It is I am Hellcream, I'm back. It's been a quiet one, hasn't it? Last week I did have something planned, and then other plans got in the way, and plans, and more plans, and then people planned. Do you remember that? Do you remember that, guys, when plans were a thing? No, neither do I. My garrison plans are just absolutely destroyed. Not only that, I think we need to destroy some other things. I mean, a lot of my friends are like, don't tell me anything about Legion. I'm like, let me tell you everything about Legion. And that is what the Spoilers Mega Thread is. A wondrous place filled with spoilers for the next expansion. Who knows what could be going on there? Probably ruining your experience for the expansion, or if you want to look at it another way, perhaps a better way to hold off buying it. A lot of people seem to, I remember myself, we were really quote unquote hyped for lore regarding Warlords of Draenor. Look how that turned out. A lot of lore, guys. Who are those guys? They're birds. Cool. Who are those guys? Oh, that's the Burning Legion. I know those guys. What else? Awkward. Alright, I'm gonna go upstairs and touch myself. That is what I do. That is what I plan to do. But before I do, I want to look at this mega thread. This dirty ass mega thread. So, absent-minded asshole posting it in, sticking it at the top on top of the r/Warcraft lore page. If you've missed it, you need to go there now, but you've probably come here from there. It's probably sticking up right next to it. In fact, I will be probably replacing the weekly newbie thread, even though it's only been a day old. But I'm a badass, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna do it. Anyway, couple people, speculation, couple of fell tinfoil hats going on here. Broxagar, maybe Warriors are getting his axe after all. That would be awesome if it were true. Of course, we now know what everybody is getting in the artifact weaponry, which I might be doing on next week. Just a general read through, nothing too spectacular. A lot of people wanting to see Broxagar in next expansion. If you do not know who Broxagar is, he is a great orcish warrior who was transported back in time to fight in the original Sundering of the Well of Eternity, and essentially he was the one who bought them enough time to be able to close the portal. He made such an impression that Sagaris himself had to come out and kick his ass just to show him who's boss. So not everyone's too sure where he can go. People seem to think Chromie will be playing a part and we can go back and gather warriors from this original time. Now that would be fairly interesting in myself, so thank you very much, TG, I can't even read that, Jesus Christ, Tagarif, bracket. Chromie can do anything. So, the speculation we're raising here is that we've gone back in time before to grab certain things from the past, such as the Dragon Soul. I know we can't exactly do that now and alter time, but we can still bring them forward. Along with the whole Warlords of Draenor scenario coming on, we should in theory be able to go places, hence, quote, pocket dimensions, and pick up. We should already be gaining the support of the great and mighty Grom Hellscream, so what would stop us getting Broxagar from coming in to help us? Who knows? Someone states that in some of the alpha patch files there has been 2 files added in that are of importance: Vision of Medivh and Echo of Medivh. Now, what's very important about these is they did hint something at Blizzard's fucking great con, which I forgot the BlizzCon, completely forgot the name there. Jesus Christ. There have been hints to us going back to Karazhan. Some of the artifact weaponries are making us go back into the old crypt and, you know, search out certain things. The Harvester weapon for the Warlock being one of them. And I do believe one for DK, but do not hold me to that one. So it's very, very, very odd the way that's going to be going. So we could either see something for the mages, perhaps from Medivh, or perhaps there could be something going on just in general with him being in and around Karazhan. Who knows? I want a revival. We know he's not 100% dead, but at the same time, he has been lost for the longest time. Sad face. A very common one I'm going to bust you down with. Absent-minded, thank you very much. Magni is back, or is it just a flashback? Magni works on the Ashbringer from Ret Paladin, so I think he's back. Chip Whitley 63 says, actually, Blizzard said Magni working on the Ashbringer wasn't particularly canon, just because the mock-up said so. I wouldn't use Ashbringer to confirm he's back. More likely that he's back as in a spirit alongside other legendary warriors in the Warrior Order Hall. Now! He is attuned in to the earth. With the spell he casted in Cataclysm, you can go down into his chamber and see he is 100% real diamond. Grab your pickaxe, sell that bitch, or I don't know what you want to do with him. Give him a polish, get his brothers, put some Febreze on him, make him nice, put him in the center. You know, all that sort of business. Very good in that sort of thing. But it's in this expansion, what seems to be happening is the guns are being pulled. However, the armory's empty. So what I mean by that is, here we go, guys. Ajara's back, Illidan's back, Emerald Dream's back, fucking this guy's back, Magni's back, everyone's back. And it's just like, right, okay, fantastic. Now, that's one expansion done. Blizzard, what's left? Jeff, get the fucking cue. Oh, sorry, Jeff, get the fucking cue cards. We have Old Guards, and maybe if we defeat Burning Legion. Oh, Jeff, what's going on at home, buddy? What's going on, Jeff? These ideas are awful. God damn it, Jeff. Yeah, fuck you, Jeff. Right, anyway, so all the big stops are being pulled out on them, which is fantastic. In the novel Storm Rage, one of my most favourite novels, if you've not picked it up, I heavily suggest you read it if you want to know about Druidism and what's going to be happening in this one. In that, the Emerald Nightmare traps our loving hero Malfurion's Storm Rage in the Emerald Nightmare, and what it does, it affects the entire world. You have Azeroth being marched upon by the spirits, the Walking Dead, through ghosts forms, and you're unable to hurt them, and the slumber kills people, makes them go insane. It was a huge thing, and the same for Orgrimmar went on. Sylvanas had things as well, so it wasn't just in one place, it was all over Azeroth. It was amazing, and Xavius, yes, did come back, and it was hinted that N'Zoth, the fabled unseen old god, was there to help everyone, you know, get fucked up on. Now, the main ending point of that book, big spoilers, was Malfurion's like, oh, I'm not going to do that again. Tyrande, I love you. We should get married. So they do. But then in this one, he's captured again. But he's supposed to be stronger. So what's going on, Blizzard? Yeah, you're just recycling the story up again? Is that how this is working? With Magni, we didn't even see what happened to him, to my knowledge. I mean, he just sort of got turned into diamonds, and that was sort of the end of it. We think, not sure if canon, you can communicate with him as well. And by that, I'm only going off the Children's Week, where he took the child to go see him, and his spirit hushed something to him, sort of thing. Now, to bring him back, the world would have to be okay. The Cataclysm is what he was trying to help with, so we could get more in tune with the Earth. So he's had all of, well, I'm assuming now, a good 10 years to be able to, get back into shape. But the Burning Legions come down to Azeroth, smacked it in half. I don't imagine the elements would be too happy, and let alone him running around in there. I'm not sure if he'd be able to lend his aid in such a desperate time. For him to come back and do it might be good. To have the spirit of Magni would be good. However, at the same time, there are other warriors out there. He's Diamond. He failed. Let it die. Heroes need to die. Other ones need to take over. Develop on the story, perhaps, of the Dark Iron Dwarves, perhaps. That's one. There wasn't much said about that at all, in total. But, just sort of move on with the story sort of thing. Don't bring out all the big stops. Pero XX, can't even read that, Perox, going through the quests and possible spoilers. Oh, baby. There is a quest called The Fate of Tyrion Fordring, and there is a Tyrion Fordring's Soul NPC. I think Ysera and Cenarius' corruption might be part of the storyline, as the quests have you seeking them out. Quest called The Exiled Shaman sounds like Magatha Grim Totem. Finally! Just saw Vanessa Van Cleef was a follower too. I wonder how they'll keep the Defias Brotherhood frozen in time, or if it's just for the greater good of Azeroth. Maybe they'll be hired to rebuild Stormwind. Oh, 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 oh. The exiled shaman could be Thrall. Just think, Thrall gives into despair, decides to focus on protecting his family, but gives the player the Doomhammer instead. That's not being exiled though. Magatha Grimturn on the hand was actually exiled by Bane after the death of Cairn. We shall see when the quest gets updated though. Could be self-imposed exile. Maybe he thinks he's failed. Just a thought. Hope so. He's an effing twat. A big dumb deaf blind ogre is Garrosh. yeah. Not entirely awful. Probably not. Cleansing of the Deep is the name of the scenario where you get the Doomhammer. Demon down. Follow Zefgun's trail of fell blood. Corruption in the Deep. Follow the devouring imps. Hol on the trail. Follow Gefren's trail of fell blood. Cleansing the earth. Defeat the corrupted grey worm. The demon below. Follow the trail to Gefren again. The Doomhammer calls. Acquire the Doomhammer. Finishing the job. Use the Doomhammer to destroy Gefixen. And a ring eternal helps Stormcaller Myra. And I will finish on this because this is going to be my favourite one to read out. Kayla Menethil! She's back after all this time. Love interest for Anduin, mark my words. Rathian, all the way. As posted in the removed spoiler thread, I think she's being brought into the story to add political incentive to go to war with the Horde. Why else would she come back after all this time but to reclaim Lordaeron? After a time where hostiles towards the Forsaken will most likely be at their highest. Lordy, And with an ally like the Worgen, my guess is she will join Gen in pressuring the Alliance into taking back their homelands. I'm torn. On one hand, I was looking forward to being their cross-faction unity and peace for a change. But on the other, I'd love to see the Alliance be the aggressor for the change. I think that is needed to show balance and reveal why it's so hard to maintain peace. Remember that nearly every race of the Alliance has been victimized by old and new Horde. It makes sense for them not to trust them and even hate them. It also makes sense for someone more martial powers, humans, Worgen and Night Elves, to act as supporters of open war. I still think Rathian and Anduin. She's a bit of a cougar in this situation, yes? She's not too much younger than Varian, maybe 5 to 7 years. She's Arthas' sister, right? Yes, she was also engaged to Deathwing's human form for a while at one point. Oh god, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see Kayla back. The Lich King's sister, the one who just sort of hidden away at the end of everything. A lot of people thought she died during the initial attack. She sort of just phased out after the whole Deathwing thing. Which, you know, in some cases I'd be upset too. But Lordaeron fell, no mention. The Scourge came, no mention. Cataclysm, Burning Crusade, no mention whatsoever. For her to come back would be incredibly useful. Anduin does also not have a love interest of any description. It is very much apparent, and I'm fairly 95% sure that Varian will fall. And if he needs to make the decision, then hey ho, there should be that protection going on. It's a very 50-50 decision. I personally would love in my heart to see Kayla come back as an ambassador for Lordaeron, perhaps. And if she comes back as an ambassador for Lordaeron, there'll also be the chance for the Gilnean War. If not, perhaps there could be some stress between her and Anduin. Anduin simply wanting to just move on, focus his efforts on the Legion, while she gets off and takes her own thing. Maybe, and this is a huge goddamn hat I'm putting on here, it could be considered that she goes to the Defias Brotherhood and says, we deserve a city instead of living in here. That's very much possible. Who knows? And that's maybe where they all come in. Vanessa could be back. And the follower is, you need to infiltrate Lordaeron. It's all speculation, and it's the best thing you can ever have. But many people have been playing the starter zone for Legion, and I wish I could get into it and start playing around. Demons are my specialty and getting in there. So, if anyone has any way of helping me, I would love to get in there, do a playthrough, do a lore walk playthrough, instead of like, well, look at my dash. I'd be reading quest text, so on and so forth. But until then, I'm afraid there is not really much I can report on. As you all know, it is a bit quiet at the moment, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. It mainly resides, it will be going down to speculation, and if not, general gameplay videos. That's nothing wrong with that at all, because where we're at the Legion, it's just very boring, it's very slow, and there's not much going on. But there's nothing wrong with that. Once again, we just have to wait for the alpha to come across. Thank you all so very much for listening. My name is Home Cream. I'm going to make a small little video, hopefully next week, just a little piss take sort of thing about Archimond and his and perhaps his role that he played during WoD. If anyone wishes to lend me a voice, I'm mainly looking for a raspy female voice sort of thing. That would be fantastic. If not, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend coming up. I know I will just be sitting here having a chill. I'm hoping I'll be able to cook some more food. Since I've moved in, I'm having a lot of fun, having a lot of time being able to spend my cooking, doing bacon wrapped in chicken, some burgers I got from work. It is all fantastic. If not, I'll be playing Diablo and maybe even doing some lore in there. But really, I don't want to move on to that because it's a whole different scenario altogether. I hope you all have a wonderful start to your Christmas period, and Lotar, Ogar, stay creamy, stay cheesy, stay just chill, and remember, in case of Legion fail, break Bolvar out. Those are my words. I am way too stupid to be able to do this podcast.